Hi everyone, Frankie from Easy Powerwall. You most probably know me from my DIY 60 kWh Powerwall. Today I will move to the other side of the scale. I will show you a solar generator, capacity of 1 kWh and a 1600 watt inverter. Did I found a hidden gem? Let's dive straight into the video. Alan from Allpowers called me a few weeks ago asking if I wanted to test one of their devices. I chose the Allpowers R1500 Lite because of its amazing specifications and nice features. The unit includes a charging wire and a well-written documentation in multiple languages. The solar charger is well wrapped and protected from damage during shipment. The unit appears well finished, with 4 AC outlets and 4 USB connections. Currently there's a promotional deal that includes a solar panel. The Allpowers foldable portable solar panel appears well manufactured, and I'll undertake some performance testing as well. In all its glory, the Allpowers R1500 Lite, 41 cm wide, 31 cm high and a depth of 26 cm, weighs around 15 kg. In the center of the console we have the on-off switch. This is the main switch for the unit. If this switch is pressed, you have another switch for the DC part, where we have 2 USB-A and 2 USB-C ports. The USB-A port delivers up to 3 amp. And this one goes up to 100 watts. So there is a power delivery unit inside. Each port can deliver up to 100 watts. This is another DC output. It's the well-known cigarette lighter output. This one delivers up to 10 amp at 12 volt, so up to 120 watts. There is an inverter inside with 4 AC sockets. That's very well built. Good quality, no waterproof, but at least dust-proof. If you want to use the inverter, you have to switch the inverter on here by pressing this button. So the front screen is all output, AC out, DC out. Let's turn the unit 90 degrees. Very fancy grill. There are some fans inside to cool the BMS and the inverter. And behind this lever, to charge the unit via AC or to charge the unit via DC via solar. This one is just a button. If you overload the inverter, you have to reset the unit here by pressing this button. Now let's turn the unit another 90 degrees. On the back cover, following info is available: the model number, capacity, maximum charging speed, PV in information, maximum AC and DC output for all ports and sockets. Important, the hardware is CE and FCC approved. The unit comes pre-charged at 75%. And the good news, the unit works out of the box. You can tweak some settings, like the frequency of the AC voltage and also the charging speed. To do that, you have to install an application and connect the unit via Bluetooth. If you want to connect the unit with Bluetooth, you have to first switch on the unit, then press 3 seconds on this button. Check here, and then you see the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth symbol on your main screen. Next step is installing the app on the smartphone. Download the Allpowers app from Play or App Store. Once installed, open the app. In the first screen, you can choose to connect via Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. Let's click on Bluetooth first. Make sure Bluetooth is active on your phone. We already activated the Wi-Fi Bluetooth as described in step 2. The phone will show a pop-up and you're invited to share location of the device. Once accepted, your device appears on the screen and the app connects to the device. All useful info is displayed: power in, power out, state of charge, and you're able to activate inverter and DC output. Below you can set the frequency of 230 volt mains. Mine is 50 Hz. You've probably noticed the 3 dots in the upper right corner. This menu offers 3 work modes, including the Eco option. Work mode is all about AC charging. Mute mode is 400 watts, regular mode is 1000 watts and fast mode 1200 watts. Slower charging extends battery life, and I prefer to charge the Allpowers unit with excess solar energy. Mute mode is my preferred option. When you enable the Eco mode, the battery life remains the same. The device just shuts down after 1, 2, 4 or 6 hours of inactivity. Be careful! Once the unit is turned off, you no longer have access. Only a manual start of the battery and a 3-second push on the DC button can restore the Bluetooth or Wi-Fi connection. To connect the device over Wi-Fi, take a similar approach. You have to enter your email address and click Get Code. You will immediately receive a 6-digit number in your inbox. This code is good for 30 minutes. Enter the SSID and Wi-Fi password. Press the login button and select the appropriate model number from the list. The device performs some handshaking and connects to the Allpowers network distribution ecosystem. Once validated, you can connect the solar battery, if connected to your Wi-Fi, from anywhere on the globe using 4G. Excellent for activating lights, pumps and so on. I brought the battery to the lab. First thing I want to test is capacity. Let's find out how much capacity is stored in these batteries. I charged the battery to 100% and I will discharge the unit with 750 watts. It's already 30 degrees in the shed here, but I will add a little heater, 750 watts, and measure with this power plug how much capacity is in the unit. I switch on the inverter. To perform a proper test, I remove the AC in of the unit, and here we go. Let's find out how long the solar generator will hold. The inverter stops working when the state of charge reaches 5%. You no longer can start the inverter, but you can still use the DC. You can, in case of an emergency, use the last 5% to charge your device. And charging at 8 watt. Curious how much power we got out of the unit? I was able to get 850 watt-hour out of the unit. There's a good reason I don't get 1 kilowatt-hour. There's still 5% in the tank, and to perform proper discharge test, I had to discharge at 0.2 C or 200 watt instead of 800 watts. Let's charge the unit and see how much energy we can store in the Allpowers unit. Wow, 1200 watt-hours. That number is impressive. But I have to admit I left the unit 6 hours unattended after full charge. Fans use about 16 watt-hour when AC in is connected. So capacity is close to 1100 watt-hours, which is still an impressive number. I installed the solar panels. You can install these flat on the ground or use the standoffs attached to the solar panel. I have them here on an angle to have a perfect view on the sun. The VOC of the solar panel is close to 44 volt. But the good news, the MPPT accepts voltages between 12 and 95 volt. The solar panel is connected with this XT6 connector to the unit. You can change polarity. You see it's rounded on one side. The rounded side is ground, the square one is positive. Immediately after connecting the cable, you hear a fan spinning and the unit starts charging. It's overcasted, as I told before. For the moment I have only 15 watts in. Let me power off the unit. You can't power the unit off when there is solar connected to the unit, to the DC in. I will unplug it, disconnect or switch off the unit. Now you see it's completely off. Connect the DC in and the screen starts. So you don't have to switch on the unit to charge the unit via solar or AC. Now the sun is out. It's already later in the afternoon, around 4:30. And you see 160 watt. I've already seen 190, but now I have close to 160 watts. So these are definitely not Italian watts, scusi from my Italian friends, but this is real world proper values. Perfect companion to bake a bread. It takes only 36% of the battery. Cooking water or just prepare a meal. Roger, Roger, G4RAC, good evening. This is Papa Alpha stroke 017 radio uniform. I'm a licensed ham operator who likes to activate lighthouses. With this all-in-one solution, I can connect and set up the station in minutes. No need to install and connect separate batteries, inverter and phone chargers. Another use case. I like to go on camping trips with my van. And I'm pretty sure we won't leave anytime soon without this Allpowers unit. Not only can we use it for cooking, connecting a fridge, but Mrs. is very happy. She can use her hairdryer. And for me, there's a big bonus too. I no longer have to drink this instant coffee. I can connect my favorite coffee machine to the unit. A fresh coffee in the morning makes it all worth, thanks to the Allpowers 1500 Lite. My fourth and final scenario. I told you the unit is very versatile, but it's even more versatile. We have the batteries, inverter and DC part, but there is also a UPS function available in this unit. So if you have a NAS connected, it will run fine. If you have a power cut, there's only a 20 millisecond delay. For now, I have the unit installed in the living room. I have a TV connected, charging a phone, some other devices. And in the morning, I have plenty of power left to use the notebook and a second screen. To make the whole setup even more smart, I have the AC in of the unit connected via a smart power plug. Whenever I feed more than 500 watts into the grid, I activate the power plug and start charging the unit. Here you can see I'm charging with 400 watts. This way I can save at least 200 kilowatt hours a year. In short, that's what the Allpowers can do. Charge 100 cell phones, 50 tablets or 16 laptops. I'm not too sure about the washer. In Europe and North America, a washer uses 2 kilowatt for heating the water. All the rest is just fine. It's great to charge your e-bike too. It has plenty of energy to charge 2 e-bike batteries. I think Allpowers did a very great job. The AC part, the DC part, the inverter all seems to work very well and they promise what they deliver. Allpowers found the sweet spot between portability and usability. 15 kilograms is still relatively easy to carry around and install somewhere where you need it. The Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connection are a bonus. They have really set the bar here. This is unbelievable. I haven't seen this on the market before. So Allpowers really engineered this unit very well. I didn't mention this in the video, but when the state of charge is 5%, the charging starts slow and ramps up when the state of charge reaches 10%. So the unit is well engineered, it's engineered for longevity and it will work and last a long time. Next to the DC and AC part, it also has a UPS function, and for this price tag it's unbelievable. If you have to buy a UPS, you pay the same price. So Allpowers, what can I say? A great job. Thanks for the opportunity to test the unit. Now, are there things to improve? Let me think. No. Yes, maybe one thing. If you charge the unit, the MPPT or the fan uses around 16 watt. Maybe there's some improvement to make in that area, but it's not a deal breaker. All in all, this unit is top notch. It's great. I'm very impressed. I maybe want to add one more thing. You know, I'm an engineer, I'm a tech guy. I don't talk too often about marketing. But here in the R1500 Lite, the light might suggest there is another product that's higher level, and this one is the cheap knockoff of this very good product. But this isn't the case. The other R1500 product has a slightly higher output, a slightly higher capacity, and offers wireless charging and some other fancy tools. But this product is also very well finished and a top-notch product. I think this product should have called the R1500, and the other product should be the V2, the Evo, or if you want to give the fancy name, Evoluzione. But I'm a tech guy, just my 2 cents. If you're interested in buying this or the solar panel or the combo, just go to the link under the video. Allpowers promised a very good deal for all Easy Powerwall viewers, so make sure to check that out. This was Frankie for Easy Powerwall. See you soon for another video.